So for the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center, we really view the focus on water technology innovation as an outgrowth of our larger efforts around clean technology and making Massachusetts a national and global leader in the clean technology industry. Water consumption and energy use are really closely tied together. It's very hard to generate energy without water, and it's hard to treat and move water without energy. So we really had a strong focus on that water-energy nexus, and that's what brought us to the conversation and the really vibrant dialogue that's been taking place in Massachusetts and New England around the opportunity for water technology innovation. Mass CEC is a publicly funded agency that's dedicated to supporting the clean technology sector in our state. So we really view our role as a public sector partner for NewIn as the private sector industry association to advance these conversations and to try and define what is the opportunity for our state to capitalize on some of our inherent resources and strengths and the very strong partnership we've had with the private sector to advance our goals and objectives to be a leader in clean technology industries. Sure. Well, we're really excited to release the Water Technology Industry Roadmap for Massachusetts. This really is an outgrowth of the work and the conversations that have been taking place over the last couple of years to try and better define the size and shape of the industry in our state and to really put a finer point on what is the opportunity if we choose to invest in water technology innovation. So the Water Technology Industry Roadmap is really designed to identify the types and size of companies and employment in our state, and we've identified close to 100 companies in the water technology industry that are already located here in Massachusetts. Those range from small startup companies to large, really global leaders in the water technology industry, and there are approximately 5,000 employees working for those companies in our state, and all of that leads up to what is essentially a $1.7 billion part of the Massachusetts state economy. And that's something that is comparatively small in the context of the overall economy, but it's an industry that has a high potential for growth and is really poised to see rapid growth as the global markets for water innovation and the need for promising new water technology is really expanding all the time. Massachusetts has all the building blocks to be a global leader in the water technology industry, so this is a smart investment for our state. The innovation economy is a big part of the Massachusetts economy as a whole, and what we're trying to do in releasing the roadmap is to put a spotlight on a very targeted segment of the overall innovation economy, which is around the water technology. We want to bring attention to what's going on here now, because I think many people are surprised to see how many companies and the caliber of projects and ideas that they're putting forward as they're really blazing new trails in water technology, but also to point to the path ahead and with some more concerted partnership, some types of targeted state investment, and through a great collaboration between the public and private sector, we think there's big potential there. Sure. So we have the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center is really designed to be a public sector partner for private sector-led initiatives to grow the Massachusetts economy. And we try and do that through a number of different types of programs and efforts. Some of it is as simple as convening and participating in the conversation. We have had a strong track record of success in the clean energy sector investing in shared platforms for innovation, and that's one of the opportunities that we see. It is an evolving field, so we're trying to stick close to the ground and try and observe where our best spots are for partnership and for accelerating innovation. I think that's really the goal that we all have, whatever role we play, whether it's in the university context or in a company or in the public sector, is how do we work together to knock down some of those barriers to innovation. The water technology industry is one that has a pretty a pretty long track record of long times for commercialization of technology. We really focused on trying to shorten those timelines so that we can start to develop solutions for what are ever-increasing problems in water quality and in the supply of water. You can look, as far away as California for the extreme situations happening there, or as close to home as Cape Cod, Massachusetts, where we have some really pressing challenges around water quality due to nutrient loading, and you can see clearly the need for technology innovation. When we look at what's happening, we're really excited to see some of the companies that are starting to break out and get those technologies to market. Those things aren't happening overnight, but the goal and the initiative and a lot of the conversation today at the SWIM conference will be around how do we work together to pave the way for that to happen more quickly in the future. Yeah, I think the university partnerships and the participation of the really world-class university institutions that we have in this state is a critical piece of the puzzle. It's one of the key things that makes Massachusetts so competitive in many technology and innovation sectors, and is true as well in water. Here at Northeastern is a good example, but we have many universities in the state that are conducting research that's really at the leading edge for water technology. As a state, if we can try and bring those ideas and that research to the table and figure out how to facilitate the advancement of those technologies, either by, for example, making our institutions more competitive for federal grants, and that's a role that Mass CEC has played in the past. We've provided a matching commitment to the University of Massachusetts Amherst for their small drinking water system initiative that was funded by United States EPA. If we can make our local applications for federal funding more competitive, we'll be able to draw more research dollars here and feed that innovation process that's really taking place and spinning out the ideas and eventually turning into companies. Yeah, I mean, the mobile lab is a really exciting project, and we were really delighted to be a part of that. And I think that's one example of where we try and play a role in funding a small part of larger projects. I mentioned that we're allocating $800,000 in funding to capitalize the Water Innovation Trust. Part of that funding we're also going to target at municipalities at their wastewater treatment plants to try and help them adopt innovative solutions that may be part of the work that they're contemplating, but where they might need a little bit of additional funding to make those projects a reality. We've also funded in the past a few exciting pilot and demonstration projects under other programs. So, for example, we funded a pilot of an advanced septic treatment system for it to be tested down in the southeastern area of Massachusetts, a project that is a piloting of a technology by AET to try and see if they can really dramatically reduce the nutrient loading that comes out of septic systems. Similarly, although in a different technology area, we funded a project by Rainbank up in Lowell on the North Shore, or the north side of the state, in order to manage wastewater runoff. Stormwater runoff on roofs of municipal buildings, and to help those roofs capture more of the water and really reduce some challenging stormwater runoff issues that they've had. So seeing those individual projects go forward in each of those cases is something that we hope will be part of collectively driving the big picture progress forward. Well, I think, we started off the morning with a focus on why this issue is so important. If you look around the world, the challenges associated with accessing safe and sufficient amounts of water are really coming to the forefront in a big way, and this issue is starting to really rise to the forefront in public consciousness, and in a way that is very challenging for the people dealing with those situations, and from an environmental perspective. The opportunity associated with that challenge, I think, that comes home in a conversation like this is that if we can develop better solutions, and if we can make them cheaper, and we can get them to market faster, we'll have a better chance at dealing with rapidly changing climate and increasing amount of challenges associated with making sure people have access to safe and affordable water.